Meritocracy, the idea that success and influence come from hard work and talent, is perceived differently in different cultures. How can we apply, understand, and use meritocracy depends on current events, history, politics, and societal norms. Sometimes it's based on merit, while other times it's based on who you are, who you know, and where you are from. Let's take a brief look at how meritocracy is defined around the world and how, at the same time, it creates benefits and hinders parts of society. Coming to you from Taipei, Taiwan, welcome to 4C's One Family. Coming from New York City's South Bronx, I was often told that I can be whatever I wanted to be. However, after I grew up and began to travel more, I finally realized that this just may have been a lie. I finally had to face the fact that hard work and talent may not be the only tools available to live a successful and prosperous life. I traveled to various parts of the world, and in every society, I've encountered individuals who are undoubtedly hardworking and talented. However, despite their abilities, they were often restricted by limited education opportunities, inadequate resources, social status, and financial constraints. Now, this presentation is not meant to stress how meritocracy is unfair. This presentation is to show how meritocracy is described, implemented, and associated in different cultures. While not necessarily flawed, meritocracy excludes a significant portion of societies from opportunities because they lack certain advantages. This is not because societies lack a meritocratic system, but instead because of how the system functions. And in most cases, it functions as intended. Meritocracy traps those who succeed by manipulating them and others, even if it harms them, because instead of focusing on human excellence, meritocracy concentrates on superficial qualities that lack long-term physical and mental well-being. While often advertised as an equitable system, meritocracy inadvertently favors well-off or well-connected individuals and families. For example, due to legacy preferences, meritocracy has been beneficial to many prestigious universities. Legacy preferences allow college admissions to solicit donations from graduates that can be forwarded to expand school infrastructure and services. However, the reality is this system creates a walled garden that is often abused by individuals and groups that are well-financed or influential. Despite the apparent benefits of legacy preferences, it often creates potential inequalities and arrogance by favoring those who are well-connected or financed. This reduces the chances of those from less affluent backgrounds and families from benefiting from a meritocratic system. This system is also known to create backdoors for corruption by influencing school officials to allow students who aren't motivated or academically qualified to attend their school. Now, could someone who attended a prestigious and expensive institution believe their hard work alone was the sole factor in their university admission? It is known that for several, this indeed was not the case. It is undeniable that if a member of a family with vast financial resources gains admission to an elite educational institution, their children may be more likely to be able to follow in their footsteps, which perpetuates a cycle of privilege, ensuring that specific individuals and families maintain their advantages over others, which only leads to perpetual nepotism. Now, this is not to say that those with less financial resources or absolutely nothing haven't benefited from a meritocratic system, because saying so would absolutely be a lie. There may be millions of people from low-income families who have benefited from meritocracy, which includes me. In the United States, most prestigious private schools charge nearly $80,000 per student per year, while public schools charge only approximately $12,000 per year per student. Meritocracy and liberal ideas in Western democracies. In the West, meritocracy became a big thing during the Enlightenment. People like John Stuart Mill thought it was a better idea than having leaders chosen by birthright. He and others believed that leaders should be chosen based on their skills and abilities, and that everyone should have a fair chance to succeed. In countries like the United States, people often think of meritocracy as an even playing field. But in reality, things aren't that simple. Structural inequalities like differences in access to education and resources can make it hard for everyone to have a fair chance. Some people argue that a meritocratic system can actually keep people in power who already have advantages. Confucian roots and modern adaptations in East Asia. East Asian meritocracy is rooted in Confucian beliefs. The imperial examination system from 581 to 1905 CE was a prime example of this, where government officials were chosen based on their academic achievements rather than their family background. This system strongly emphasized education and confidence in governance, paving the way for modern meritocratic policies. Singapore's hybrid model. Singapore is a modern meritocratic society influenced by colonial and post-colonial times. The People's Action Party, or the PAP, made meritocracy a key part of its system to boost the economy and maintain government control. This top-down meritocracy values hard work and talent, but it's been criticized for worsening social inequality and giving advantages to specific groups based on their background. Meritocratic source and values. Different cultures have different perspectives concerning what is considered privilege and status. For instance, traditional African and South Asian societies associate status with family background, age, and social connections. Conversely, most Scandinavian countries emphasize privilege and status based on accomplishments, which appears to not always be true. However, today, modern societies generally fall somewhere in between, integrating both concepts along with their pros and cons. Multiculturalism and meritocracy. Research suggests that institutions that claim to be meritocratic might actually be unintentionally creating biases like gender and class discrimination. Still, they do strive to ensure that everyone has an equitable chance, and, as is often the case, such policies are likely to elicit anger from certain groups claiming reverse discrimination. So it's essential to figure out how to balance meritocracy with other important values embedded in different cultures to lessen prejudices and stereotypes that may further exacerbate inequalities and misunderstandings. Thank you for joining us here at 4C's One Family. Please subscribe and download our podcast, and remember to stay strong, safe, and healthy wherever you are in the world, because we have much more in common than we think.